Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, August 22nd. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:27 right now. We got market opening up in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up marking up liquidity over here, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, so today is Fed Powell's speech regarding the Jack Hole Symposium, which is going to be covering, basically the economy. So might get some crazy movement today. So you just want to be a little more cautious with your entries, of course. Or I guess a little more cautious than we have been. But hoping we get some sort of directional move for today. All right, back down to the 1 minute. So if you guys are looking to take the momentum breakout, looks like it's going to be a buy today. The overall direction for market today, it looks like it's going to be a buy as well. Only problem with this here is that price has been pushing up for a long time. So it's due for retracement. You might want to be careful of just like entering the buy right away. You might want to look for a possible manipulation to the downside and then a possible continuation right back up. You don't need to wait for it, but that's kind of what I'm expecting here because price has been pushing up so much. You might see something where price might come down a little bit and then come right back up. But overall direction for market structure here is all bullish on the 1 minute up until the 4 minute or 4 hour. And then overall trend over here is also very bullish across the board. So our bias for today is very bullish for the day. But you just want to be careful because when it's super obvious like that, it's not going to make that easy, right? The market's not going to be that easy to beat. So just keep that in mind. Price is pushing up like we just talked about right here. So it's very, very bullish. We're looking for buys today. But like I just said earlier, you want to be careful for that market manipulation because market's never going to be that easy to just grab and take, right? So momentum breakout for today is going to be a buy. What I'd say look out for is look out for the manipulation to the downside and then look for the correction back up. So here we go. Market is now open. Again, the direction over here for the breakout is a buy for momentum. And then I'll be looking for the orb intro here as well. So there goes with that swing up. See how it came down slightly and then it shot right back up? That's exactly what I was mentioning. So price pushed up right there. Momentum breakout for the day is currently running in profit. So as this continues to climb up higher, you want to be careful because eventually this is going to be overextended. I mean, it's already overextended as is, and you can see how price is coming back down very sharply. Um, you know, just be cognizant of like how the market's likely to move, right? Because expect the manipulation, expect fake outs, expect a lot of that stuff. And here goes the momentum breakout, full TP for 50 points right there. So if you guys waited for it to pull back, like I mentioned, it pulled back right there a few points, like 10 points or so, and then it shot all the way up to its TP. Full TP right there for the momentum breakout. I'm now looking for the possible orb entry. The orb low is going to be right here at 45,075. The orb high still has not been established yet. This is going to be very tricky to be taking the orb breakout here for a buy if it continues to push up higher, right? Because eventually what comes up must come down. Right. So you might want to be a little careful with this entry if the entry happens right away. Because if it happens right away, I mean it's a pretty far push up from open. It's already pushed up more than 50 points. Market opened up down here. So it's pushed up almost 100 points so far. So if you're looking to take this orb entry, I'll mark it up for you guys. I don't know if I'll enter it right away. So for example, if this thing breaks immediately, I don't know if I'm going to take it right away because, like I said, this is what comes up has to come down. So I'd like to see this maybe come down a little bit for retracement back into the middle range, come back up, break, and then continue up higher from there. Ideally, this is kind of what I'd like to see there. All right, so the orb high is going to be right here at 45,171. I'm going to put this in my um, ticket window right there. So I'll be looking for price to break and close past this area. I'm gonna look for a clean break, retest, continuation up higher. But first, I want to see price kind of retrace down a little bit and then come back up, clean break, retest, and continuation higher. Ideally, that's what I'd like to see there. right? Everything's bullish. Obviously, I'm looking for buys here. Again, the orb high is going to be right here at 45,171. Price is broken past liquidity over here. Once it establishes a new high, I'll mark up that new high here as well. All right, so we got price testing the orb high here. Did not break and close past it. So again, we talked about this before, guys. I don't really like when it tests the orb high like that and doesn't clean break. When it keeps testing it like this makes it weaker and weaker. And I don't like that, right? Because you don't want to have a weak break of structure. You want to have a strong break of structure. You want price to break past it clean, come back, retest, and continuation up straight above. Right here, again, we'll watch it to see if it breaks and closes past it. I'm looking at the price action here, right? Everything's bullish. So we obviously are looking for buys here. The only thing that you want to be careful and be worried about is the manipulation, right? Price manipulation is going to be very strong up here because this is an area where everybody's expecting price to push up higher, right? If everybody's expecting something, expect the market to be manipulated. So right here, I would prefer for price to come down a little bit further, maybe even come down to this lower end, maybe come right back up, break and close, and continuation higher. Preferably, I'd like to see something like that. I don't want to see it here where it sits in this area and it keeps testing and testing and testing, and then it fakes out and comes down. All right, because that's usually what happens. Like typically what happens here, if it stays around this area, it'll probably keep testing it, testing it, testing it, and then it finally breaks past it, and then it fakes out and comes right back down. Right. I want there to have some sort of range. So I want price to actually come down a little bit, come up a little bit, maybe come down lower, break, and then climb up higher. Or even a quicker setup where price comes up, comes down a little bit, comes down to the midpoint, which is like right here. So the midpoints can be right here down the middle. Color this black. This is the middle point of the range. So I would like to see price come down to the midpoint, rejection, come back up, and continue higher. But we'll see. All right, Jonathan took the full TP on the momentum breakout over here, and he's done for the day. Nice work, Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan said caught that for full TP, done for the day. Have a great weekend, everyone. All right, Jonathan, we'll see you back here on Monday. So solid in and out right there for Jonathan. And he's done for the week. All right, so we'll see here. Still no entry for the orb high. So if and when price does come back up, there's going to be two opportunities up here, guys. There'll be the orb for the high right there, and we'll also have a high-low break and retest. So you're going to have two confluences right there for opportunity for entry. I mean, everything's very, very bullish right now. We have a huge gap right here too. So let me mark up this gap or imbalance. Works better. So right here is an imbalance. Price is currently within the imbalance at the moment. We'll see here if price bounces off it or if it mitigates it. So if price closes below the imbalance, then it's going to mitigate the imbalance and it's no longer going to be there. Looking down here, we have previous resistance. I mean, this is going to be a little irrelevant at this point because we're so far along, but still mark it up anyways. Yeah, we're so far above. So I'm just marking up structure down here. You guys can see how price was consolidating around this lower area. Very heavy consolidation throughout London session. and then price finally broke out above here. We got price over here. It basically retested the imbalance. So price came up, retested the imbalance, and I could possibly see it come back up and maybe set up for the orb high over here. So again, my orb high is still set at 45,171. I'm looking for price to have a clean break past it, retest, and then continuation up higher. I'll be looking for that opportunity right there for entry. On top of that, we have a high-low break and retest right here as well above, which is going to be at 45,173. So kind of depending on which one you decide to take, there's two opportunities here for a buy. Yeah, so I'll be watching for this to break and close above it. Give me opportunity right there for a buy. Powell's going to be speaking today at 7 o'clock, I believe. Yeah, right here. So Fed Chair Powell speaking at 7 o'clock. I'm going to try to get my entry in before then. If we don't, it's going to be very tricky to be taking some entries after because the volatility is going to be pretty extreme when Powell starts to speak around that time. So we got price pushing up here. Again, I'm looking for my entry at 45,171. Everything here is pretty much bullish. It's all bullish across all the market structure over here. So the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, everything is strong bullish or bullish. Looking over here at my overall trend, everything here is very bullish as well. You can see over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, everything is bullish, right? Price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling to the upside. Same with the 30 minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour over here. Everything is bullish across the board. Lower time frames, higher time frames, market structure, everything is pointing towards a buy. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because we do have like clear direction. It's a bad thing because everyone sees that we have clear direction, right? I don't like when everybody can see what we can see here. For me personally, I like when it's a little mixed because you'll have some people looking for sells and you have some people looking for buys. But right now, it looks like everybody's looking for buys because everything that you would look at, trend, market structure, bias, etc., is pointing towards the upside. So this is why it's a little tricky because I don't like it when the market's super obvious. I like it when we have an edge and we have something a little higher than other people, but when everybody can see what we can see, it's a little difficult. So right here, possible high-low break and retest, guys. It's going to break. It's broken past the orb high right there. I'll be looking to put a limit order at the, there we go.
Order submitted. Order.
So my order didn't fill yet. Okay, it's filled right there now. So I'm going to see here if it actually holds above. I'm hoping it does. If it doesn't, then we'll see. So we're currently above the area right now. There goes price kind of pushes up. We had the break and retest right there off the orb high. This here is also lined up with the high-low break and retest right there too. So price is pushing up right now. We're in profit about 15 points, 20 points. I'm going to automatically move my stop loss in profit right now. So my stop loss is in profit right now, guys. I just moved it up because, with the type of market that we're currently in, I don't want to price swing back on me. So I moved my stop loss in profit. You can see right here, it's in profit. And we're continuing to push up higher. Currently in profit 36 points. So I basically guarantee this much profit right here at 84. I'm going to keep trailing it up because I don't want to get caught in.
Stop filled.
And I got out right there in profit, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
Order filled.
So right there, I trailed my stop a little too close, unfortunately, and I got pulled out in profit, which is okay. I made some pretty good profit on that one. I didn't want to risk it because, like I said, this is an area of manipulation because price is so far above. And then we have Powell speaking at 7. So if you guys are still holding on to it, feel free. Your stop loss should be moved in profit at 10 though. So your stop loss should be in profit right here at the 10. I got out a little higher because I ended up manually moving my stop loss in profit, but I'll keep following it for you guys here. So the stop loss hasn't gotten hit in profit yet. It looks like it's probably going to come down and hit the 10, but I dragged it up because, like I said, price is super overextended here, and what comes up must come down at some point. And right here, it is starting to come down a little bit. I made some pretty good profit on it though. Yeah, the fact that Powell's speaking today is just throwing me off because it's really tricky. So right there, stop loss and profit, guys. I got out a little higher because I moved my stop loss up higher before. So there we go. I had a feeling this was going to happen, and that's why I pulled out a little bit earlier up here. So I'm happy with that. I will post my profits here. Weekly profits are pretty good overall. The profits did stack up across the board. I locked in maybe like 15 points off this, so about half. Um, just playing it safe, playing it safe. Because either way, I would have locked in 10 points right there with my trailing stop. Nice. So Barack got in right there too. Got 57 points on that move because he got in a little earlier. Sam over here booked 25 points. Nice work, Sam. So it's still pushing back up right here. If you guys are still holding on to it, I mean, there's a possibility for it to hit the full 40. But again, like I said, I didn't feel comfortable holding it because price is super overextended. See how price is pushed up from this lower point right here? So from pre-market 530, price is pushed up. I mean, it's almost 300 points. So yeah, just a little spooked with Powell speaking today. Either way, I would have been pulled out in profit. So it looks like the full 40 is about to hit right now. Got some price manipulation right there. Price came up, manipulated down, shot right back up. And it looks like that full 40 is about to get hit right now. Nice. Jonathan over here as well. He said he entered late, got 20 points. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Jonathan. And full TP right there for 40. So if you guys got the full 40 right there, great work, guys. If you guys pulled out at the 10, great work right there. If you guys pulled out at the 20, 15 up here, great work. It doesn't, either way, I think it was best to play it safe today. Today is Friday. Plus, we have Powell speaking at 7 o'clock. So either way, looks like a lot of people here locked in some pretty good profits. Sam, Barack, Jonathan, the other Jonathan as well, and then myself as well. So I'll take a screenshot of this here. Great move right there. Booked some pretty good profit overall. Want to make sure all of my accounts are planned out. Okay, great. All right, looks good. Um, Christian said, if you want to hear a funny story, my internet was off, so I couldn't enter the trade. Oh boy, man, Christian. There always seems to be some sort of a technical issue with you, huh, man? It sucks. It's okay though. You know, it's a really tricky entry, but I mean, it is what it is. It was tricky though. Solid entry, like the analysis here played out perfect, breaking close below above the orb high right there, and then continuation up higher. Um, but yeah, it was tricky. You know, I was nervous about this position, guys. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous about this position because I wasn't ready for it to break and close on this candle. I was hoping it was gonna come up slowly, break up, and then continue. But I mean, it worked out perfect. Roger said got in late because my PC glitched and still made profits. Great coaching today. Yeah, definitely, Roger. Great profits on that too. So nice work. Glad to see you locked in some profits on that. Sam over here locked in another 25 points on the MPSV2. So looking at this over here, guys, this aligned with our entry. We had a buy signal, price pushed up, retraced, continued up higher from here. So there was a continuation entry right here as well for the MPSV2 for those of you who are looking. You know, overall direction of bias here is still bullish, so obviously I'd be looking for buys here. And this is no different. Price is still pushing up. Adam is asking, hi, which one is your favorite strategy? Which one do you like to use every day? So I have a playbook here, Adam, that I use. Oops. Yeah, so I have a playbook here. I basically use two different strategies every single day. So here's my daily trading playbook. For me over here, I use this, which is a high-low break and retest. That's my directional strategy. This is the MPSV2, what Sam took. He caught this for a smaller move for about 25 points, so he got in and out very quickly right there. So Sam caught this over here for 25 points. And then I apply the 2-minute orb, momentum orb. So these are all of my favorite strategies. These are all my strategies. I've developed these and put these together myself. So I know how they work inside and out. But these are like the main ones that I personally use because I like using limit orders. So I like using the high-low break and retest and the 2-minute momentum orb. Sometimes I do trade sideways, which is liquidity sweeps and V1 variations, but I typically don't like sideways markets. So I mainly stick to this one up here and this one down here. If you guys want to learn these strategies, again, I don't really teach as much anymore, but I do mentor one person per month. So if you guys want to be mentored by me one-on-one to understand how to do what I'm doing here, um, then that's available. Just message me. If you guys just want to learn the strategy, go down to the description below. There's a free course. So if you guys want to learn these strategies, go to the website. It's codykaitrades.com. Click here for your free access, and you'll get access to this entire course here. It's all completely free. Because I don't really teach as much. I'm focusing on the hedge fund right now, so kind of just made it available to people so that you understand what we're doing here on these live sessions. So great profit again, guys. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of this here. I think price did end up pushing up a little bit higher, but we'll just book it right there at the 40. So let me screenshot this. If you guys are just joining in, a lot of great entries today, guys. Momentum breakout over here, full TP on that for 100 points. So there goes a momentum breakout right there. Then we had the orb entry over here, full TP on that one as well, 40 points. And then if you wanted to take the high-low break and retest, full TP right there. And if you wanted to take the MPS V2 full TP right there for 25, and it's still pushing up to the full 40. Not there yet, but I think it eventually will push up to that full 40. So great work, guys, across the board. Here, I'll just post all of these over here so that you guys can kind of see what happened over here. Let me just all right, so right here, this is the momentum breakout entry for 100 points. I'll go over here, and you guys can see my entries over here as well. Let me clean this up. So far, I mean, price is still lining up like how we analyze it to be. Like I mentioned, the bias here are going to be super, super obvious. So that's just kind of what's going to happen here as price moves along. Break, retest, 40 points. And then, of course, my entry over here that I took, which was the orb. The orb lined up with the high-low break and retest. So it just kind of depended on what you wanted to take, same TP stop loss. So the orb here lined up pretty much exactly with the high-low break and retest over here. So again, it just kind of depends on like what you were looking for specifically. Um, okay, so let me refresh this real quick. Looks like I was having a little bit of a connection. There we go. It was overlapping on my screener down below. Just wanted to clean that up. All right, so there's no other entries here available right now, guys. We do have Powell speaking in a few, so sit tight. Sit tight. We got Powell speaking here in about 10 minutes. And we'll see if there's any more opportunities from there. Let me take a screenshot of my accounts over here. So pretty great week overall, guys. I'll take it. A lot of choppiness in the market, but overall a great week for sure. So I booked some pretty good profit overall. And then I will update my trader sync right now as well. Okay, I'm not done trading yet for the day, guys, but we will continue watching for opportunities here. All right, here we go as price comes back down. So here are my profits from that trade, guys. Again, I took the entry right here for the orb. Uh, wait, why didn't I have my pivots there? There we go. I was like, it looks kind of bare, which is, there's no problem with it being bare, but I like having my tools there so you guys can kind of see. There you go. Yeah, so the reason here I looked for that buy was because we had the buy signal right here, price pushed up, bullish momentum. I don't know why my screen over here is kind of overlapping. That's fine. I'm not gonna take any more screenshots of that. But anyways, here are my profits from that trade, guys. So this is a trade I took. I took the orb right here. The orb lined up, literally aligned with the high-low break and retest right there. Pretty much the same exact entry. So it doesn't matter which one you took, either one would have hit. But anyways, here are my profits. So I locked in about 355 on these top accounts right here, 840 on these accounts right here, 360 on these accounts down here, 1,000 across these accounts right here, and then 300 on these accounts up here, 900, 1,000, 500, 400, 600, etc. So there's my profits for the day and my profits for the week. Pretty good profits across the board. Then we got some team profits here. We got Jonathan. He locked in 244. As you can see, Jonathan here took the momentum breakout on open, took that trade, and then he called it a day. So great work, guys. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. We got price here climbing right back up even further. So this could possibly set up for another high-low break and retest right here at this higher high, guys. Again, you want to watch the price action here because you want it to be a clean break. You don't want it to kind of come up and then reject off it and then reject off it like we talked about earlier because you want it to be a clean break and close past it and continuation above. Powell's going to be speaking in about 7 minutes. You guys might want to be careful about taking entries right now because what might happen is your entry might come up and then it might just go flat. Right? Because I think what a lot of people here are going to sit out of the market until Powell speaks, just like what we're doing. Um, because he's going to have a big effect on the market. You know, whether you like it or not, he's gonna mess up the market for sure. Yeah, exactly. So Sam said, don't forget Powell and Trump both speaking today. You know what time Trump's speaking? I didn't check. Let me see. What time is Trump speaking? Okay, I see it. Trump speaks at 9. Okay, so Trump speaks a little later. At 7, we have Powell speaking, then we have Fed member Hammock, and then we have Trump speaking right after. Yeah, I might not be trading after this because it's gonna get kind of crazy, guys, to be honest. Like this is Powell's last time speaking at the Jack Hole Symposium. Uh, they're getting rid of Powell after this. So, well, that's kind of what the talk is, right? Trump's been trying to fire Powell for the longest time right now. And he's gonna get fired eventually. Either his term ends or he just leaves or he gets fired. And when that happens, it's not going to be good for the economy overall. Because Powell's been doing a great job trying to control inflation and prevent a recession from happening. Trump here is on a different page. Of course, he wants, interest rates to drop, but it's going to have a domino effect in the market. So once the interest rates drop, um, expect equities to possibly come down with it because the dollar is going to come down if the interest rate comes down. Dollar is going to be cheap. All right, still no break and retest of this area, guys. Again, like I said, you want to be careful for this. This is exactly what I warned about, right? Be careful for price coming up, testing the area, and not actually breaking and closing past it. Because if it keeps testing it right here, this is a double top. Every time it tested like that, it's just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. And I think right here, price is probably just going to stay flat until Powell speaks. Powell's speaking in about 4 minutes. So something to keep in mind. Be careful, be cautious, be aware. Just be smart. Sorry, guys, just responding to some questions over here. All right, so we got price coming down pretty sharp now as we speak. Like I said, this is going to be a heavy area for price manipulation because we're getting closer to Powell speaking. So price never broke and closed past this high here, so no high-low break and retest. Again, Powell is forecasted to start speaking right here at 7 o'clock. So as we wait, I'm going to go ahead and update my trader sync over here with my trades for the day. Or my trade for the day. I just took one trade. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to update it real quick. And then I'll give you guys my totals for the day. So we'll see what happens here. Again, price here is breaking past this area. We have a consolidation range within this middle point. All right, price is breaking below the structure here. If price breaks below the structure, the first target that I'll look for price to push down to is going to be the opening price right there. Let me go and take a look over here. So we still have this imbalance that was never really mitigated. We have another imbalance right here now too. So we have a resistance which is up here, and then we have a imbalance which is right here. So so we got two imbalances here. We have an imbalance right here. Price broke below. We had basically a big drop right here. So we had this gap basically between this green candle and this red candle. So this is a bearish imbalance. So what may happen here is possibly retest the area and come back lower. If price finally comes back below this point, this can finally invalidate this imbalance and then maybe come down lower. If it doesn't come down lower, so right here, this just got invalidated. We got Powell speaking right now. Huge manipulation right here as price pushes up. Okay, I don't even know what Powell said to cause this. Is Powell really speaking right now? Let me check. Huge spike right there. This is what we were concerned with, right? Powell speaking. Yeah, let me check real quick. I would be surprised if Powell hasn't even started speaking yet. The thing is, Powell hasn't even started speaking, guys, and my price is already going up, right? It's going to the moon right there. So we're still waiting for him to talk, and he has not even started speaking yet. This is how you know markets manipulated, right? Huge spike right there. Obviously, it's going to be dovish. I mean, that's the key thing here, right? It's the whole point of Powell. Powell here is dovish for the market always. Um, yeah, so you can see here the market reacted to Powell speaking, and Powell hasn't even spoken yet. The conference hasn't even started, and this thing is spiking up. So just be careful, guys. Um, yeah. I mean, it's doing exactly what we expected, right? Everything was bullish. I mentioned today was going to be very bullish. You look at my daily outlook over here, everything here is bullish as well. Overall market bias, neutral to slightly bullish, medium conviction, everything lined up. Alignment score is 7 out of 10. So yeah, I would sit out of the market, guys. If you guys want to take some trades, I mean, feel free. I'm done trading for the day. I'm not gonna risk it. It's just not worth the risk for me here. Of course, I did pretty good for the week so far, so I don't need to take any risks. Um, I'm gonna turn off my laptop because I don't want to get that itch. I already know.
Re-
And you guys know what I'm talking about. It's that itch where you get that FOMO. You want to chase the trade, you want to chase the move to the upside. Um, it's not worth it, guys. It really isn't. Christian said I like the 1 to 2, so I'll come back on the next one, recover from his loss this week. You took a loss this week, Christian? Which one did you take a loss on? Because I didn't take any losses, so I'm just curious which one you did. Unless it was the last one, you didn't close it properly. I'm assuming that was probably the case. Hey, Brock. Just saw your message here. Brock still here? Okay, he's out. Gone for a while. I'll be away for the rest of August and September. All right, guys. So just a heads up. Brock's kind of been MIA for a bit. Waiting for his feedback. Oh wow, okay. So congrats to Brock. I mean, Brock has been pretty behind the scenes and he didn't really talk about it, but he just had his third kid today. His third kid was born, Brock Jr. Yeah, he named him Brock as well. So yeah, congrats, Brock. I know you're not here now, but you'll probably rewatch this. You'll probably rewatch this live session later. But yeah, definitely. Thanks, Brock. I'll message you privately to congratulate you. But yeah, Brock just had his third kid today. Looks like why he's been missing. I know I haven't seen Brock in a while, and it was because he was in the hospital. So, all right, guys. Yeah, most of you guys here know Brock. For you guys here who are new, Brock has been with me from the very beginning, and he's been helping us pretty much curate strategies, improve on the strategies, and do back testing and stuff like that. So he's been helping a lot behind the scenes, mainly with the MPS V2. He helped me produce the MPS V2. He had the main strategy in mind, which worked in conjunction with my original momentum pullback scalp. But the we used his strategy and we combined it with mine basically, and that's where the MPS V2 came out of basically through Barack's initial strategy and my improvement. So yeah, Nikki said I named my MPS V2 ATM Levy or Barack. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, solid. Thanks, Samir. Yeah, that's a nice thing for Samir to say, even though Samir and Barack are sworn enemies. Yeah, Samir said, Congratulations, Barack. Good thing, man. Yeah, definitely. Good to see you here too, Samir. I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. I'm assuming you've probably been around. You just have been probably been quiet, but yeah, good to see a lot of you guys here, and thanks for all the praise. I'll tell Barack when I talk to him later. Anyways, guys, no entries here right now. Let's see if Powell is starting to speak. Powell just started speaking right now, so he's now currently active on the mic. Right here, price is pretty flat. I think what's going to happen here is people are going to wait for him to give some buzzwords, whether market's going to be dovish or hawkish. Obviously, we're expecting it to be dovish, but we'll see. When price is dovish, price goes up. When price is hawkish, price goes down. Right? It's pretty self-explanatory. Doves go up, hawks go down. But here we'll see if price ends up, continuing further or if it's going to go sideways. My guess is that price will probably go sideways here for a little bit before it breaks above higher. Nice. Yeah, Samir said, been here, LOL. I'm learning slowly. Y'all got to me and learning, man. Coming to Discord soon. Yeah, no problem, Samir. I know, you had some back and forth with some people, but it's all good. You're welcome here. I'm not going to turn anyone away from these live sessions, whether, you butt heads with me or you butt heads with anybody else. I'm here to help you guys out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Um, don't take it too seriously. Not just to you, Samir, but in general. I see people argue in the chat all the time. Uh, Arguing is fine. I mean, it's okay to have different analysis and seeing the market differently. There's a ton of different ways to look at the market. There's no one way, so it's okay if you see things differently, guys. But yeah, if you guys have anything you want me to look at, feel free to hop into the chat. If there's anything you want me to explain, this is a good time because I'm not really looking to take anything right now. Like I said, Powell is speaking, so I'm going to be a lot more cautious about my entries. If I see something really good, I'll take it. But for the most part, I'm probably going to sit out. So if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, explain a strategy, explain anything really, I can help you guys out with that. And again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn my strategies, You can either go down to the description below, go to the website. It's codykaitrades.com. Click here for your free access, and it'll give you access to the entire course here. It's completely free. So if you just want to learn the strategies, understand my tools, understand pretty much everything we're doing here, um, it's available to you guys. And if you guys are interested in being mentored by me one-on-one, I mentor one person per month. So if you want to join that wait list, just message me and we'll get you on there. All right, anyways, nothing here right now, guys. Like I said, we have a bullish bias. Let's take a look at the overall direction. So right here, my market structure is pretty bullish. You can see here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, everything's very strong bullish, right? So everything's pointing towards the upside. Also looking over here at the overall trend, looking at the 1 minute, I don't know why the 5 minute here or 15 looks weird. Let me refresh this. It's like the pivot just disappeared on my 15 there. Seems like TradingView has been having some connection issues today, guys. I've been getting a lot of this, like my charts have just been looking kind of weird. There we go. Just refreshed it right now. So again, looking here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, you can see that price is way above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Pivots are angling to the upside. This indicates that we're in a bullish trend on the lower time frames. Looking over here at the higher time frames, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, same thing, right? Price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling to the upside. So everything here is pointing towards buys. It just kind of depends on like how, like, where your entries are at and where you plan on getting into the market. Because the thing is, price is so far above that if you do get in, it's due for retracement, right? Price is going to get manipulated one way or another. So right here, price may continue skyrocketing up, which is likely to happen because Powell is currently active on the mic. Or, I mean, we can get a manipulation to the downside. Price can get manipulated down very quickly with like one word that Powell says, and then it might come right back up. So just be careful here because it's really easy to get stopped out in either direction, right? Price can get manipulated down real quick, and then Powell can bring it all the way right back up. Or what happened here as well is price can get pushed up slightly and then manipulated down and then spike right back up. So you can really get stopped out in either direction, whether you're taking a buy or a sell. What I do recommend is if you guys do decide to take some entries here, have a bigger stop loss because if it does pull back like that, say for example here, like this is why I'm talking about this because see how this is 100 points. If you're using a regular TP stop loss that we use, a 40-20, you're going to get stopped out. Like there's no way you're not going to get stopped out. Your stop loss is too tight, right? The ATR is currently 50. So your stop loss should be a minimum of 50. So you probably want to go for 100, 50 like that. 100 TP, 50 stop loss. Because the volume is like way too high right now, guys. There's no way you're going to survive a 20-point stop loss. So if you decide to take a trade, just be really, really cautious about what you decide to use. Because just one little pullback can stop you out if you're doing a 20-point. All right, so there's a high-low break and retest right here, guys. If you guys want to take this, feel free. Again, like I said, I don't know if a 40-20 is going to work out for you today, guys, because the volume is too high. I mean, if you want to keep it tight, feel free to keep it tight at 40-20, but I would probably keep it a little bit wider. Maybe 30-60, maybe 40-80, maybe 50-100. I mean, it's just up to you what you feel comfortable with. But like I said, 20 points is too tight. I'd probably at least go for like maybe 60-30, something like that. But the trade's running. This is a high-low break and retest, currently running in profit. Very tricky though, because everybody here is looking for a buy. And we got Powell right there speaking. Adam said with these candles, no wonder why I have connection problem. I know the candles are pretty crazy. The volatility is very high and it's spiking around like very heavily, right? That's why I said like I'm not going to take any trades here because it's just too risky. Again, like if you want to go even wider, you could do 150, but then again, your target's gonna be so far out. But the volatility here is very high. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. It's a good time for me to answer questions if there's something specific that you need help with. If you guys are just joining in, there was a lot of entries which came up so far today. So we had the momentum breakout, hit full TP there for 100 points. It's crazy that this is 100 points because this looks like it's very small, right? But this is 100 points. And then the orb over here, see how small our orb looks now? 40 points. And then down here, even these trades, the high-low break and retest, um, the MPSV2 right there. I'm gonna clean this up real quick. I don't want you guys to think I'm in any of these positions. It's just a choppy market now. All right, so let me go over here real quick. I think my trades are done and my calendar has been updated. Okay, perfect. Let me just drag this over real quick. Okay, here are my stats for the week, guys. I took two trades this week. I took one trade yesterday and I took one trade today. Today I locked in 27,335. A little slight profit right there. It's a little more than what it would have been if the stop loss was in profit at 10 points because I manually moved up my stop loss and profit. My total profit for the week is 39,465. My profit for the month so far is 163,765. My profit for the year so far, I'm currently up 745,995. I'm on a win streak for August, so it's been pretty nice. And this is my net profit, 647,269. So overall, I mean, this has been a great month, guys. I had no losses for this month so far. I took one, two, three, four, five trades total. I kept it pretty consistent. I kept it pretty conservative, but overall, green weeks. So you can see how like, it adds up. If your main goal is what my goal is to just not lose, um, your profits are going to stack pretty nicely. So great profits so far. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Those are my stats so far. So we are going to continue looking here, but I'm not going to be pulling any entries myself specifically. David said, had an amazing trading week. Sean, as always, the best mentor ever. Have a great weekend. All right, David, we'll see you back here on Monday. Yeah, glad to see you guys killed it. Looks like everybody here did pretty amazing for this week. Looking at everyone's profits is great. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Pretty solid. All right, so we will continue looking for opportunities here. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. So like I said earlier, guys, 150 might be the move here because the range is just so far out. So it looks like if you did 150, the trade's still currently running. 100 points is a pretty big move though, right? Like 100 points is, I mean, this type of movement is pretty insane. Like this bullish push right here, I'm shocked this thing pushed up that much. 300 points in 1 minute. And Powell didn't even start speaking yet. It was all manipulation. Yeah. Yeah, pretty massive right there. All right. So there's nothing here right now, guys. Again, I'll keep looking for opportunities for entry, but right now at this very moment, there's nothing here yet. Right. You guys, we'll keep looking here. I'm gonna clean this up. I don't want you guys to think I'm taking anything right now. Like I said, the market here is just not consistent. We got Powell speaking right now. anything can happen. Like one thing that Powell says can easily just dump price. And another thing he says can push price right back up. So no need to force anything here. But if there's anything you guys want me to analyze, just let me know. Sam said he's waiting for retracement at 372 zone. I need confirmation here. This time he's up 80, 25, 25 so far. One more risk if it comes. All right, cool, Sam. Yeah, so Sam's looking to catch a sweep here as price continues to move along. He's looking for price to come back down to, he said 372. So yeah, Sam's looking for price to come back down to this area right here in the middle. Basically the midpoint of this here. So let me go and mark up structure. We now have a really big imbalance here now, guys, right? The imbalance is huge. So let me clean this up right here. Clean this up. So it looks like Sam's his sweep is going to be around the middle imbalance. So this imbalance is based off that big Powell spike right here. So this is a huge imbalance right here, right? So we have this imbalance between this candle and this candle right here. Because price spiked up and price is imbalanced. So if price balances, it's going to come down and retest this area and then swing right back up. So that's kind of where Sam is looking to take this sweep. Makes a lot of sense, Sam, and I agree with your analysis there. Otherwise, price is probably just going to range within this middle area for a bit. But yeah, if price comes back down here to fill the imbalance, bounce off, come back right back up, I could agree with that. Otherwise, if it comes down lower, it can mitigate this imbalance and then it just comes back down to open, right? Which I don't think is going to happen unless Powell says something that's very hawkish. If he says something that just causes price to come dumping down, then okay. But I highly doubt there's going to be anything said that's going to cause price to drop another 300 points, right? That's a big drop if you measure from up here. It's a 400, 500 point drop. I'm not expecting a 500 point drop today. Yeah, not at all. Roger said someone needs to give Powell a water bottle. Can't stand to hear him anymore. Yeah, I know. Powell is I mean, he's always been good. He's the money printer. He's always been good for us taking buys, but yeah, like you said, I don't like when he's actively talking. I like when he's done talking because then we can see how market reacts to it. When he's talking though, it's just very, and the thing is because he has so much pressure from Trump right now and the government that like he can't even say what's on his mind, right? Typically when he says stuff, it's good for the economy, but he has to bring his tone down a little bit because if he's too positive, then the thing is he can't be that positive because we're still we're not out of this hyperinflation yet. We're still in inflation right now. So until like things have kind of caught up, our debt, there's like so many factors. There's debt, there's inflation, there's tariffs, there's a lot of things here that are kind of playing in with the economy. And it's not just an easy switch where you can just, cut the interest rates and then everything changes. Um, it kind of has a domino effect. You cut the interest rates, it affects everything. So it is it's tricky. Like during COVID, COVID was like the best time for Jay Powell, right? If you guys traded during COVID, Powell was like everyone's best friend because whenever Powell went on the mic or whatever he was doing, he pushed price up, right? He's the meme for bullish markets. It's just now it's different because he's trying to clean up the mess post-COVID. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy thinking about like how Trump was president initially. Like Trump and Powell used to be like buddies, and now Trump hates Powell because he doesn't want to lower the interest rates. Yeah, Yellen, right? Yellen back then. I mean, whoever's in charge, people hate whoever's in charge, right? Like when Powell wasn't in charge, it was cool. It was like that was when Yellen was in charge. Janet Yellen. She looked like the Angry Bird. And then now that Powell's in charge, now everyone hates Powell. It's just funny how things play out that way. Yeah, you remember that, Saren. That it was like whenever Powell or not Powell, whenever Yellen would speak, we would like we would brace for it because we knew the market was going to do something crazy. And they got rid of her just like they're going to get rid of Powell. It's It's just how the dominoes fall. All right, guys, there's nothing happening here right now. Price is still just ranging within this area. Again, if you guys have any questions, I can answer them. But I'll just keep watching the market here as price moves along. Everything is still very bullish though. So you look over here at my market structure, everything is very strong bullish. Looking over here at the overall trend, everything is very strong bullish. The problem with this is that this thing's pushed up too high. Look, if you look at the 15 here, this thing's pushed up too high and it's due for retracement, right? It's going to have to retrace at some point. And then after that retracement, it's either going to correct back up or it's going to do a full-on reversal. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know exactly what's going to happen here. We don't know exactly what Powell's going to say. But I mean, everything here is obviously too obvious for a buy. Kind of looks like a dinosaur pattern. It's funny how people draw those patterns with the charts here. It kind of looks like that dinosaur with the long neck. You can kind of see his spikes right here. Yeah, I forgot what that dinosaur is called, but you guys have probably seen that before. People have drawn like pictures or like crazy chart patterns, but this kind of does look like a dinosaur pattern because it was kind of choppy to the downside here and then this huge push to the upside. Now I'm kind of curious. I want to Google that. Trading view. Let me show this to you guys here. It's always funny when people draw it, but when you actually see it on the chart, see, it looks just like this, right? Downwards and then push to the upside. It's dinosaur pattern. The big neck. That's literally what it looks like right here. It's not a real pattern. It just you can see it and drop right back down below. I mean, maybe at this point it might even be like a real pattern. All right. Anyways, we'll see what happens here in a few guys. We'll just keep this up. We'll kind of follow through and see how this pushes around. Um, it looks like price is going to start to establish this as their range. So this looks like the range here that's it's going to sit at. And eventually, yes, it will break out of it. It's a matter of time until it does. All right, just going to take a picture of my stats for the week, day, month, etc. All right. Man, the win streak for August was well needed, right? I feel like we haven't had a win streak like this in a while. And yeah, it's just nice to have this win streak again. So I'm currently on a 5 win streak here for August. I've been very conservative with my entries. I've been very smart about moving stop loss and profit and whatnot. So yeah, for this month so far, it's been pretty nice. 5 back-to-back wins. Last month was a little bit of a was pretty nice too. Had a lot more trades last month, but this month has been very smooth and consistent. It's been very low stress for me, which is nice. It's always a good thing, right? You don't want to be stressed out when you're trading. Kind of defeats the purpose of trading. Like the whole reason I got into trading was to be stress free, so I don't have to work. Um, but yeah, pretty solid. Pretty solid. So I'll put my stats over here as well on the Discord. Yeah, so if you guys want to look at my stats here are my stats. I just put a screenshot here. Total profit of 745,955. Very nice push to the upside right here with this win streak so far for August. My total profits and then my profits for the month, day, and for the week. So it's been nice. It's been nice. Um, all right. Yeah, I don't really see anything here right now, guys, in the chat. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna hang out for a bit. I'm not done trading or I'm not done on the live session yet. So if you guys have any questions, just hop into the chat. I'll be doing some stuff here behind the scenes just so I can kind of like ease my workload for today. Yeah, for the most part, I'm just going to make sure everything is good here. Yeah, I'll be doing some behind the scenes work over here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I know the ATR is so high right now, right, Sam? I just saw your message earlier, 50 ATR. The good thing is the ATR has dropped a little bit, so it's currently at 45 right now. I mean, it's still pretty high, but at least it's not 50. All right. So yeah, as we hang around, I'm gonna go ahead and do some behind the scenes work right now. I'm just gonna send all my emails out and stuff to get the stuff out of the way. I got daddy daycare duty after this, so knock out most of the stuff while I can. There's not much going on here, guys. We got price retesting that high right there. So as price retests that high up there, we'll see if it actually breaks and closes past it. Not looking like it. All right, so again, if price breaks and closes past this higher high right here, this could be a possible high-low break and retest. If anybody's looking to take that, this is going to be the setup. Again, 40-20 might be a little too tight. You might want to use something wider, maybe like a 60-30 or even a 50-100 if you feel that's how far you need to go. But yeah, if you guys want to do the 40-20, feel free. Again, you got to wait for it to break and close past this higher high. It's broken past it right here, hasn't closed yet, but got 40 seconds left on this candle. All right, no close above it, guys. So still no close above it there. Pretty sure Powell's still speaking. If not, they probably shifted to another Fed speaker. Let's go and check real quick. All right, so no close right there, guys. In order for you to have this high-low break and retest, you need price to break and close past this higher high. Higher high is going to be at 45,635. So until then, no opportunity. I'm surprised Powell's still speaking. Let me check the live. Yeah, he's still speaking right now. He's been speaking for a while. Like with what Roger said, get Powell some water. This guy's been speaking. He's been speaking for a while now. Yeah, we'll come back and keep taking a look at that in a few. Yeah, meanwhile, nothing else here right now. All right, price finally broke above it. Looks like the high-low break and retest is currently active and running. It is currently active and running right now. So trade is currently running. It's at the entry point right now. It hasn't really moved above. It broke above on this candle right here. So broken close past here at this 733 candle. There's not really much going on. Price is still going sideways. Yeah, the volatility here is flat. So it's doing exactly what we talked about earlier. I mentioned if price pushes in this area and Powell it doesn't have anything to say that's really going to move price, then price is just going to stay flat here. Eventually it's going to break out. So here it's going to go sideways and eventually it's going to break out above or it's going to break out below. These are like the worst types of entries to get into because there's no volatility and you're at a gamble at this point, right? Like either you're going to get lucky and price spikes up or you're going to get unlucky and price spikes down. What you like to see here, or what I like to see here is when this happens, you want price to break above it, retest, and push directly up. Like this motion should happen within the first 2 minutes. If it doesn't happen within the first couple of minutes, then you might be stuck in a flat market here. So don't tell me that break and retest is coming, buying on that top. Yeah, I mean, price here is probably going to stay flat, honestly. I don't think it's going to keep climbing up at this point. It's probably just going to stay flat for a bit. But again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, you know, we're just going to keep waiting here. There we go. So price pushes up higher. There we go. We're starting to get that push up, starting to kick to the upside. The only problem here is that price is so far overextended, right? That's why I would be very cautious about taking buys here because it's due for retracement, like a real retracement, not a small one, but a real one. Let's see. Alad's asking, Sean, can you explain how you decide the price for the entry of the trade, that line that you drew? Yeah, so the line that I drew right here was from this higher high, right? This was that's the whole point of the strategy, right? You're looking for a price to and we'll put the requirements up. So if you remember the requirements that we went over, a lot of the first requirement was to confirm the overall direction of bias, right? Overall direction of bias here was bullish because the market structure here is bullish, the trend here is bullish. So I gave you that confluence. Once you have that, you know to look only for buys, right? So the next step in that criteria for the high-low break and retest is to identify the nearest high-low, right? This is the nearest high. This is the nearest low. That's why I identify these two levels right here. Once you confirm that, the next step was to look for a high low for price to break and close past the high, right? Because you're looking for a buy here. So this candle right here, this green one, broke and closed past it. That was your catalyst to set your limit order there for a buy,
Connection
which would
lost.
be at that price that we just talked about. So the reason I got this price was because this is the nearest high. So vice versa, if you're looking for a sell, you'd look for the nearest low. But because you're looking for a buy here, uh, the thing that you look for would be the nearest high. Does that make sense a lot? Just want to make sure you're getting it. But yeah, that's how I decided that price because there's no other highs here, right? I drew this line before. So like, yeah, there was new highs that came up over here as price continued to move along. But before that came up there, this was the nearest high at the time. See how this high wasn't established? Every time price gets pushed up a little higher, there's a new high. So see how this is a lower high? If price pushes up higher, this is gonna disappear and there's gonna be a new high. So right here, price pushed up, new high, not established yet. So you're not gonna draw a line there until it's established. Price came over here and filled. And then as it pushed up a little bit higher right there, new high. That's why I'm not drawing any lines there yet. There's a high there, but it hasn't been established. In order for this to be established, there has to be a new low, right? Price needs to come down and there needs to be a new low there in order for this here to be established. So that's the reason why I drew this as the price entry, and that's why we identify that as the entry point. So again, right here, see how this is a higher high? If this here pushes past that higher high level, like it goes up higher, then this here is going to disappear and there's going to be a new high. See that? New high. That's why you're not drawing any lines there yet because the high hasn't been established. So once the high has been established, say for example, this becomes a higher high, and then say price comes down a little bit, and then we have a new low right here. Then once this low comes up, then you can draw a line there to establish that as a new high. Okay, perfect. A lot. Yeah, just want to make sure you're getting it and you're understanding the whole theory and thought process behind it of like why I drew the line there. Main reason was because it that was the nearest established high. Sam said, "Okay, I'm done. Shouldn't have taken it, but I'm getting FOMO. It's throwing everything at break retest engulfing V1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Sam's done for the day. I've been done for the day already, guys. After I took that entry earlier before Powell started speaking, I pretty much called it for myself. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. This is like a perfect session to ask questions because I'm done trading already, so you're not going to be bothering me. And I also am not going to be looking to take any entries here because Powell's kind of screwing up the market right now. This is a good time to sit out of the market. It's not a good time to take trades. It's a good time to sit out because Powell's speaking. When Powell speaks, a lot of uncertainty comes into the market. You know, price can go up, price can go down. A lot of different scenarios here. 40 points already got hit. So if you guys went for that initial 40, if you did the initial 40-20, already hit full TP right there for the high-low break and retest. Yeah, Sam said, I'm just on the moon with that 80-point lucky sweep today, made my day. Yeah, I mean, that happens when you have the volatility on your side, right? I'm glad it hit for you, Sam. If you have a lot of volatility and you have the direction of bias, it's going to be really easy to catch those types of moves, right? Like I think upward sweeps are very key today because when price comes to structure, it's going to break it. It's going to, shoot right through it. So So we'll kind of see here what happens next. All right, so we have a support level right here. I'm just going to keep marking up structure as price continues to move along above. There we go. So we got a support level right there. Also got another support level right here so that you guys can see the structure. All right, this high's done with. All right, so if I take off the high lows, you guys can see here, it's pretty clear structure. This price goes back and forth between this area. All right, meanwhile, I'm going to All right, guys, I'm just doing some stuff behind the scenes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm still available to ask any questions. I'm just kind of doing some back office stuff right now as we wrap up this week. All right, guys, price is pushing up higher. There's another high-low break and retest that just came up right here. Sorry, guys, I totally missed it. It just happened super quickly. Um, and it already hit. Just a quick move right there. Very quick high-low break and retest. Price broke and closed past this higher high, retested and shot right through. Um, Man, this thing has been on fire today. Looks like it's starting to move a little smoother overall. Yeah, it's been killing it. Yeah, Sam said, yep, good was a good break and retest with V1 and engulfing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the V1 engulfing kind of push up right there, gave that initial push to the upside. Broken retest pretty quickly right there. So nice work if you guys caught that. Solid work. Yeah, I'm still here, guys. I'm just doing some behind the scenes stuff. If you guys have anything that you want me to cover, feel free to let me know. Yeah, Sam is just watching as well. Sam said it's so weird. Gold, NQYM, everything up. Yeah, everything is kind of pushed up. So let's take a look at that. I didn't even bother to think of that for today. So looking at this so far, I mean, I could set up my screener to show every other asset, but I'm not going to do that. I can just pull it up. So YM is currently very bullish. NQ very bullish. Yes, very bullish, and gold also very bullish. So. I think that's about it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat, guys. I just don't see anything here. And if you guys do take any trades at this point, this is going to be very risky. I would say, just sit out of the market because you can see here price is pushing up, but it is also going back and forth. So it's easy to get wiped out if price does whipsaw. I'm surprised Powell is still speaking. He's been speaking for like an hour now. Um, I figured he'd be done speaking by now, but this guy's been going on for a while. So. All right, guys, I think this is about time to wrap it up. I don't see any other questions here. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Looks like majority of you guys here are done for the day already anyway. So this is a great way to close out the week. Again, here are my stats for the week so far. So for the day, I locked in 27,355 or 335. For the week, I'm up 39,465. For the month, I'm up 163,765. And then for the year so far, I'm currently up 745,995 gross and 647,269 net. So pretty great week, pretty great day, pretty good month, pretty good year. This is how you guys want to see the market, right? See it from a bigger perspective. Don't just see it for the day. Don't think, okay, I did well for today. You want to do well for the week. You want to do well for the month. You want to do well for the year. You want to see everything from a bigger perspective because you might have a bad day or a bad week, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're having a bad year, right? I had a pretty bad, like honestly, I was losing discipline right here on April because I was getting so frustrated with the back and forth that thankfully we stuck to it and we didn't really, we didn't tilt on this right here because this is an easy time for you to like blow your account, right? Or make really costly mistakes. We did really good from January up until April, then we had a rocky April up until July, and then from there we picked it right back up and we're back into this upwards trend for profit. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys don't have a journal, I do highly recommend that you journal, at least like follow your progress on a year-to-year basis. Because this year is going to be a game changer for you, right? This is going to be the difference between you staying consistent for the year and you staying consistent for a day or for a week, right? I keep myself in check. I look at everything here. I look at July. I look at every single month to make sure that I don't screw up because it just takes one bad trade or one bad day or one bad week to really throw off your psychology. And right now, my psychology is at all-time high. I'm great right now because I have a pretty good win streak and I'm not chasing any trades. I'm just taking what comes up and what meets my criteria, and that's about it. So. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, have a great weekend, guys. This was a great trading week. I'm sure a lot of you guys here made some pretty good profit overall, and I'm excited for us to continue on with this next week. So, all right.